Hi, everybody. Hi, all my pickles, my snowflakes, and my turtles, and my no matter what club people. Do you have your ears on? I'm so glad you're here today. Listen, I got a question for you, a little provocative, little just kind of scratching your surface. I'd love to hear. What happens when you give in? What happens when you give in to something that isn't keto, isn't on your food plan? If you track, weigh, and measure, wasn't included when you did what you were going to have for the day, what happens when your brain says, oh, what the heck? Or maybe something else you've said. What happens? Do you dive in, have a little, say, okay, whoo, 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 that's good enough. I'll have to do a true confession. And then maybe you even put it in your tracker. You know you've done it, you don't want to go back, and that's that. Does the freaking food start singing to you? That's how it always was for me. Fortunately, I haven't caved in a while, so I don't have that yucky feeling. But fortunately, not fortunately, but when a lot of you do give in, you let me know, and you let me know how it feels. How it feels here, how it feels here, how it feels on the scale, how it feels to you generally after you've put in some good work. And you know that this takes a lot of good work. It's not as easy as it seems. If you came to keto and you had a whole bunch of weight that you had to lose and you were eating the standard American diet, either via, some food program like WW or Jenny Craig or Nutrisystem, where, you were having grains and sugars and things like that, and tons of fruit, need I say. And you were having all of that, and then suddenly, or maybe you were just doing the standard American diet to the place where it's like, my clothes aren't even fitting anymore. And these are the clothes that I thought I would never be in. How does that feel? Does it feel awful? Just awful. Can you remember and go back to those feelings? With those jeans, maybe the jeans were discarded for just leggings. Maybe that's the only thing that would fit with the no matter what. They'd still pull up and kind of contain you for the day. The tops and tunics and sweaters just got longer. I remember all of that. There were no belts used. It's a really hard time right before you get to the place where it's like, this just isn't working, and you just feel like at such a loss, because if you're older, you've probably been through a lot of different cycles of diet, exercise, feeling better, and then have it all crash down on you yet again when the slippage begins to happen. I just got a comment from a video that I posted today, so my videos are always a little ways out. And this person kind of caved to another food plan, and they were sorry that they did, and all of the disturbance that it causes. And, getting back on track is not the easiest of things. I don't know why it is that way, but it's not. It's like most of us don't get back on track and say, oh, I feel wonderful. This is great. There's a little angst, right? You have some angst. And it's like, now I've got to purge the house again. I've got all this kind of, sort of, not really keto stuff. Or maybe you just slipped up on ketofying, or keto foods that you saw advertised, or keto, the recipes and this'll work, and yes, and people teaching you how to do this, if you multiplied their age times 2, you're still older. That's how it is for me. So a lot of those things just aren't in my daily thinking, and I see how it could happen, though. And I feel so bad, because I know what it's like to come back on track. And it takes a lot of perseverance and a lot of white knuckling. Maybe you're hangry, which, that's the good part about keto, is that they say you don't have to be hungry. And so, but maybe there's some hangriness because you're withdrawing from sugar. Sugar! I guess I was watching a video with a woman with an Australian accent, and sugar! I love how they say that. So, yeah, you might have to give that up. You might have to pull it in. And oh my God, you might have to track for a week just to get your portion distortion back down. Not the worst thing. And it could work. You might have to put the scale, the weight scale away and the kitchen scale back on the counter, right? Yeah, I've been there. I've done that. I've gone insane with doing those sort of things and thinking, you know, why did I do this? I felt so much better when I didn't. But after you my feeling is after 3 days of getting back on track and doing whatever it was that you did when you were successful, you can do it again, and it all starts to come back together, and you're just happy for the small amount of damage that happened, and you'll be much more disciplined and structured if you can be. Some people might even go into carnivore for a week. If you've had like a bad kind of track record leading up to all of this and you really want to get back on track, just have meat for a week. Meat and your coffee. And just, really pull it back in, eat as much as you need to eat just to get that full feeling, satiated feeling, content feeling. No, it's not going to feel like how it felt when you were cheating and slipping. And no, it might not feel as good as keto is going to feel when you go back there. But maybe after a week of that, you might like it. You might stay with carnivore for a while. I imagine it is one of the best mood stabilizers and eating stabilizers that we have at our command. Keto is good, but keto can be very, very slippery. How do I know? Because when people comment and they write me and they tell me either, publicly here on YouTube, or they do it privately at parkersposey28@gmail.com. They say things and they, keto is, you think it's strict until you start slipping. And, some of the permission that you can give yourself to have some good things might end up being, not good for your keto food plan. So consider carnivore. What have you got to lose? It's great because if it's meat, that's it. That's it. I'm just having meat. And you don't do OMAD. You don't do 2MAD maybe. You do what it takes just to get, just at ground zero again, where you can begin to figure out what's going to work. It can get pretty sloppy on keto, and it can get really sloppy on keto if you've been doing slipping, keto-fying, all of those things that look so legal, and they look so okay when somebody that is half my age is touting them. God bless their little metabolisms. They have no idea what happens. So anyway, here we are today, and in my oven today, I have Greg cooked a slab of pork belly. It was like one solid piece. And if you've never had it, it's very interesting. It looks like a big slab of bacon. And I know, so I was looking forward to it. So he put it on the egg, so it's got the smoky flavor. And then I cut it up into little portions. Most of them are under 4 ounces because I'm sure a little's going to go a long way. And I'm going to have that tonight with sirloin steak and a salad, a butter radicchio Trader Joe's salad with a couple of slices of cucumber and celery and red cabbage underneath it. And so it's a nice little meal. I look forward to it. Oh, and 2 Pete and Jerry jumbo eggs. So the amounts will be tweaked as we go into it, I'm sure, because when I weigh that one piece of cooked pork belly, I've counted for 4 ounces, but it probably won't be that much. So I might end up with more sirloin tips than the pork bellies. But these are the macros before adjustments. My calories are 1,351 for the day. My protein is 62.4. If I give up some pork belly and add more steak, that'll up it. My carbs are total, and it's with those little veggies. They are 6.3 total. And my fats, because of the pork belly, are 120 grams. So I'm looking forward to that. It's a good amount of calories for me for the day. That seems to suit me well, around 1,400. Sometimes I have less, sometimes I have more, but that's what I'm having. So it's going to be a cute little plate. And the sirloin strips were also, sirloin tips were also quickly braised on the big green egg yesterday. So I will, I'll do them in some butter on top of the stove along with the eggs and the pork belly, and have that in my salad. And that all works. But yes, it's not like a true confession, but you know, what happens when you give in? What angst do you go through with the giving in? Was it worth it? Did it really stall a lot of different things? Are you glad that it happened? Are you far enough away from it happening that you get the wisdom out of it and you see that maybe, yeah, I guess it's kind of game over for some of us. Older people, we've been doing our good structured keto long enough that when we have something that we shouldn't, it really could backfire. Our bodies get, from everything that everybody says, very sensitive, and mine too, sensitive. We get more sensitive. So if we're only having really at the end of the week 20 different food items, and suddenly we introduce, 21 to 25, and we see that, oh, maybe, maybe with our gut, we've changed things up enough. So, our simple food plan took a whack. And if you introduce those things back in all at the same time, maybe you're sensitive to one of those things, but you don't know which one because you introduced them back. So if you've had a little bit of a respite from your keto plan or your carnivore plan or your Carnivish plan, and you've got to get that stuff out. You get that stuff out and keep it so simple. If you're reintroducing veggies, small portions, see how it goes, and have that one for a few days before you add in a second one. Like, if you weren't having asparagus and you want asparagus, you add it in, you go with that for a few days, and then you see what happens when you add in maybe a Brussels sprout or two. Yeah, sometimes there's a price to pay for stepping away, and coming back in really takes a concerted, structured, disciplined, I've got it attitude, not white knuckling, but just getting back in to what worked for you before. I wish you the best. Thank you for commenting below. I will see you the next time. And don't forget, I do welcome PayPal contributions. You go to About on the front page of my YouTube channel. Click that, click PayPal. That's nice. KetoCoachingSarah.com for naughty behaviors and just needing a little tightening up of the sloppy. And then I do have mugs left, so do inquire. And I will post my email address below. Thank you so much for watching. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto. And as you saw, greatly under 10 total today. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye for now.